Hello again, we're back. It's Syrian Sage, and I've got another collective reading for you. We're gonna look at what you need to know for the week coming up. And if this video has found you when it has found you, it's meant to find you at exactly this time because that's my intention, and we're using quantum physics in this reality. So there you have it. If you want to support the work that I do, you can either book a reading with me at SyrianSage.com, or you can give me an energetic exchange for the work I'm doing for you already over at Ko-fi, or you can just keep following my content here on YouTube. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start shuffling and let's look at what you need to know. What's the situation? What's the issue that we're looking into right now? Oh boy. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. So, like a conflict. And then we also have the Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. We also have the Five of Swords and the Page of Wands. So already noticing two fives going on here. And we also have two court cards. So I'm getting the sense there's a conflict between these two individuals. So the Queen of Cups, this is a very nurturing, kind-hearted woman. The Page of Wands, this is kind of like the inner child. You could think of it that way. Like this is someone who hasn't mastered their impulse control fully yet. And I'm getting the sense that there's a lot of passionate conflict about how to handle or not handle a situation. And it's resulting in a schism. This is like a this is kind of like a divorce of sorts, or maybe this kid has decided I've had enough and I want to move out on my own. And there's a sense of sacrifice going on in this situation. I'm kind of getting the sense the energy is going in these two different directions. But this is the core of the issue, is this conflict has to do with not knowing which person should lead the way and which person should really drive the stake, or like the tent peg, the central support of a tent or something like that. You know, one person can know the answer to that. It doesn't need to be an argument. But somebody's really taken it to this point of like, okay, well, I'm not willing to work with you on this, so I'm just going to be a martyr. This is like martyrdom type energy. And then as we're going this way, I'm getting the sense that the younger one is the one who's in this state of conflict. Well, like, I'm not going to agree with you, and I'll just cut the cord on that relationship entirely. Meanwhile, you know, the Queen of Cups is allowed to be more or less the martyr in this situation. Anyway, what's the guidance? What's the path forward from here? That's a whole lot just to start with. Let's look at what's the guidance. How does one navigate this? The Nine of Swords. Okay, well, that's the nightmare card. Okay, how to navigate this if you're dealing with the Nine of Swords and that's a card of advice? Well, you know, it has to do with being disappointed, I think. Why do I get the sense that we're maybe reading for this person right now who doesn't want to come out of this energy and now is having to deal with this nightmare and dealing with disappointment? This is not really a good omen. This is like a kind of despair feeling. This feels like a failure. This feels like talk to a priest or something. But in general, the additional meanings behind the Nine of Swords has to do with a priest or an ecclesiastic type figure. Like literally speak to a spiritual counselor if you are really, you know, really, really in conflict about this. If this is a nightmare for you, that's what the advice is. It's talk to a professional, talk to your therapist or your spiritual counselor or whatever. Okay, so the next thing would be like, what's the challenge in actually doing that? What's that going to look like? Six of Pentacles and the Lovers. Okay, so the challenge has to do with making a difficult choice. These are not like lovers who are having an easy go of it. This is a card about conflict and choosing the thing that is most important to you regardless of the outcome. The Six of Pentacles has to do with equality and equal give and take, equal sharing of resources. It has to do with balancing the scales. This is not a merchant. This is a person in the guise of a merchant. And he's weighing money in a pair of scales and he's distributing it to the needy and the distressed. So it is a testimony to his success, but it's also testament to the goodness of his heart. There's a difficult choice here. The challenge is, are you going to choose to be magnanimous with the power that you have? Are you going to be a gift to people or this person, this Page of Wands? If you are the Queen of Cups here, if you're the nurturing martyr over here, then this conflict I get has to do with the energy of the Page of Wands, that this is like kind of that's the root of the conflict, has to do with this youthful, passionate, maybe misguided energy, but you still have to be fair and balanced to whoever this person is. You have a very difficult choice to make. That's the challenge. Are you going to choose to be beneficent or are you going to stay stuck? What's the unseen energy of the situation? Let's read that and I'll put it over to the left. What's the unseen energy? Six of Wands. The unseen energy is a sense of victory and triumph. The Six of Wands is a soldier returning from a battle, and he's returning triumphant, and he's got a whole bunch of people around who are like, yeah, yeah, you're the man. You're the man now, dog. Like, you're awesome. This is like it has like several different meanings too. It's also good news. So the unseen energy is that there is good news to be had in this whole situation that seems like this is really like, oh my gosh, this is hard. But this is also like good news like, oh my gosh, you came home, you're alive, you're safe. It's expectation crowned with its own desire. It's the crown of hope. That is why this is a card that signifies victory. It also corresponds with the sun, even though I know this looks like the moon in the background. This card on the Kabbalistic tree of life is right where Tiferet is, which is the sun, and it also represents beauty. So I love that we have a woman in pink here because that's a beautiful energy. That's what's going on behind the scenes. What do we have as the outcome? What is the outcome of this grand situation that we have going on here? What's the outcome? The outcome is the Queen of Swords. This is a very intelligent woman. She can be cold-hearted, she can be sly, and she can be cunning. But this is also a card of sadness. I mean, literally, like if you look through the old tarot books, the Queen of Swords is not really like a happy woman. She she has a coldness to her that is because of sadness. This is our outcome here. I have the feeling that like this isn't what you would want to happen as an outcome. It's not like something that I would be like, yeah, you totally want to be in this situation. This is also, this kind of represents like embarrassment or like a period of mourning, a period of separation. The queens are like the watery aspect of the element that they're in. So this is the more emotional of the court cards. The queens are always going to be more representative of fertility and being able to nurture things and grow, like motherhood, for instance, like nurturing a child. The queens are the ones that are best capable of that. But when it's a Queen of Swords, This is sadness. And it's also like sterility. Like this could represent, like if you were to take it like literally, a Queen of Swords might be, it could represent a woman who is unable to bear children, for instance. Just symbolically, you could interpret it in that way. So what's the overall theme of the whole situation? Let's look at what that is. What's the overall theme? This is the Two of Cups. Okay, so I'm getting maybe that the energy between these two are these two. It has to do with these two lovers. And this is like a divinely ordained kind of a romance here. This is not the same as the Lover's card. The Lover's card is about making a tough choice. Two of Cups is about trust and friendship and union, emotional union with another person. These two might as well be like they might as well be weaving their arms around one another to sip from their cups, you know. They're like very hooked into each other in this kind of pose. So, if this is the overall theme and the vibe behind the whole situation here, I might be reading for somebody who's going through a period of separation or a divorce right now. And the Page of Wands might be somebody who's like really very immature and stepping out. And meanwhile, the Queen of Cups doesn't really have another option. And this could be because she's already in her queendom role. Like she may already be a mother, she may already be committed to family. Let's get some clarifying cards and see if we can get more information about that. So, like, what is the deal with the Queen of Cups? Oh, King of Wands. Well, that's certainly interesting. If we're going to clarify our Queen of Cups and like what's the background as to why she is who she is, I think it's because she's looking for this King of Wands to, step up. Page of Wands, grow up, get your stuff together, and be the King of Wands. So it's like the Queen of Cups here is totally stepping up for a King of Wands who isn't actually here. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up here. If you enjoy this reading, you can let me know by liking and subscribing and, tell your friends and then come back and we'll do this again next time. Thank you so much.